Amaka was the kind of girl that made men turn their heads twice. Smooth caramel skin, a smile that could light up a Lagos traffic jam, and hips that could make even the most spiritual brother start quoting the Bible out of context. But beauty, as her village people would say, doesn't stop breakfast from being served. And Amaka? She had eaten heartbreak in all its flavors: boiled, fried, roasted, and even microwaved. By the time she decided to join the convent, everybody was shocked, even her enemies. Amaka was 19 when she met Tunde. He was tall, fine, and had that Lagos big boy accent that made girls weak. He told her he loved her on the second date. By the third date, she was already imagining asoebi colors. One day, she sent him 10,000 for urgent data. The next week, another 15,000 for fuel. Then one evening, after she sent 30,000 to fix his car, Tunde vanished. Blocked her everywhere: WhatsApp, Instagram, even Twitter. "Ha! Tunde ghosted you?" her roommate asked. "Yes, so." "The boy disappeared like rapture," Amaka replied, holding her chest dramatically. That night, she cried herself to sleep, but by morning she was already sending motivational quotes on her WhatsApp status. "If he leaves, he was never meant for you. Shine on, queen." But deep down, she wondered why she wasn't enough to make him stay. At 22, Amaka fell for Chike. He was sweet at first: flowers, late-night calls, even singing her love songs. But 3 months in, his true colors started showing. "Amaka, you're so useless sometimes," he snapped one night when she forgot to buy suya on her way to his house. She laughed it off at first, thinking it was just stress. But then the insults grew sharper. And one night, he actually shouted at her in front of his friends. "Look at her. Ordinary jollof rice, she cannot cook well, and she calls herself a woman." Amaka swallowed her pride, smiled, and told herself, love is patience, love is kind. But secretly, she wondered if Apostle Paul had ever dated someone like Chike. And just when she thought she could endure it, he left her, without warning, without closure. Her friend Nkechi told her, "Babe, forget that guy. He's a goat." Amaka sighed, "Goat that still left me, Sha." At 25, Amaka met Kunle, the gym instructor with a body like he was carved from granite. Everyone warned her, but love, they say, makes people deaf. At first, Kunle was protective, too protective. Then one evening, during an argument about her dress being too short, he slapped her. Amaka stood frozen. "Baby, I didn't mean it," he said immediately, holding her hands. "You know I love you. It was just a mistake." She forgave him, again and again, until one day he pushed her so hard she fell against a chair. She thought that moment would change things, but instead Kunle walked out. Just like that, he left her broken and crying. While sobbing to her cousin, she said, "But he said he would change." Her cousin shook her head. "Change quoi? He can only change protein shake to pap. Better accept he left you." By 27, Amaka was tired. But then came Amika. Rich, tall, soft-spoken. She thought, at last, my happy ending. But Ameka was never around. He forgot her birthdays, ignored her texts, and once left her standing in the rain outside his gate because he fell asleep. Amaka gave him money too, paying for small bills here and there, until she realized she was basically his ATM machine with eyelashes. One evening, she confronted him. "Ameka, do you even care about me?" He looked up from his phone and shrugged. "Amaka, please don't start, I'm busy." The next week, he vanished too. No explanation, no goodbye. He simply left her hanging, heart in pieces once again. After all this, Amaka's heart was tired. So tired that one morning, while scrolling Instagram, she saw a video of Catholic nuns singing joyfully. "See peace," she whispered. "See happiness. No man, no heartbreak, no insult, just Jesus." And just like that, Amaka decided to join the convent. When her exes heard the news, they were shocked. "Tunde, wait, the same Amaka that used to send me money? Nunke?" So she has gone to hide her useless cooking in convent? She won't last. She likes men too much. Amaka, meanwhile, was packing her bags, telling her friend Nkechi, "At least this Jesus cannot leave me." But deep inside, she wasn't sure. The first morning in the convent nearly killed Amaka. At exactly 4:30 a.m., the loud clang of the chapel bell tore through the silence like Nipa bringing light after 3 days of darkness. "Rise, sisters! Time for morning prayers." Amaka opened one eye and hissed quietly. "Even Kunli's slap didn't wake me up this early." She dragged herself from the narrow bed, wrapped her shawl around her body, and shuffled toward the chapel like a condemned prisoner. The chapel smelled faintly of old wood, candle wax, and devotion. The other nuns knelt gracefully, whispering their prayers like angels. "Amaka?" She knelt for 5 minutes before her knees began crying for help. "Oh, Lord," she muttered, shifting uncomfortably. "Even you know I am not built for this tile floor lifestyle." One of the sisters gave her a sharp side eye, and Amaka quickly bent her head, pretending to pray. But in her mind, she was calculating how many hours were left until breakfast. After prayers came chores. "Amaka, sweep the courtyard," the Mother Superior instructed. Amaka smiled politely. "Yes, Mother." But as she dragged the broom across the dusty courtyard, she whispered under her breath, "From sending men fuel money to sweeping dust for Jesus. What a glow down." The other sisters worked with surprising joy, humming hymns as they scrubbed, swept, and arranged flowers. Amaka, however, muttered complaints the whole way. "Seen Ketchi's life," she sighed, thinking of her friend back in Lagos. "By this time, she's probably eating yam and egg with chilled Coke. And me? I'm here sweeping dust with Holy Spirit." Breakfast was a simple affair, pap and dry bread. Amaka stared at her plate in shock. "Sister Benedicta, please, is this communion bread or actual breakfast?" "It is breakfast, Sister Amaka," the woman replied with a serene smile. Amaka forced a bite, chewing slowly. "God, so this is how weight loss camp is disguised as convent life." The other nuns seemed at peace, always calm, always collected. Amaka? Her mind was never there. During evening prayers, while others meditated, she caught herself thinking about Tunde's fine smile. "Chai, that boy wicked Shah," she whispered accidentally. "Sister Amaka?" Mother Superior's voice cut through the silence. "Ah, sorry, Ma. I was, rebuking the devil." Everyone laughed softly. Amaka smiled too, but deep down, her heart was restless. She wasn't sure if she had come for Jesus or just to hide from her broken heart. One night, as she lay on her bed staring at the ceiling, she sighed. "Jesus, I'm trying, but honestly, I don't know if this place is for me. I came here because men left me, not because I'm ready. What if I don't belong here?" Her voice cracked as she whispered to herself, "What if I never learn to love myself?" The convent was peaceful on the outside, but inside Amaka's heart, there was still chaos. By the third week, Amaka was already regretting her decision. The convent had its own rhythm: bells, prayers, chores, silence, and Amaka's spirit was simply not in tune. At 4:30 a.m., the bell rang again. Amaka opened her eyes, groaned, and pulled her blanket over her head. "Jesus, I beg, can't we reschedule this prayer? Even you rested on the seventh day. Why not me?" Her neighbor, Sister Agnes, tapped her gently. "Sister Amaka, it's time for morning devotion." Amaka hissed softly. "If I had known it was military training, I would have joined NYSC again." She dragged herself up, muttering as she walked to the chapel. During prayers, while the other nuns whispered in tongues, Amaka's mind wandered. She thought about Chike insulting her jollof rice. She thought about Amika sleeping while she stood in the rain. She thought about Kunli's muscles, then quickly slapped her own thigh. "Father, Lord, I reject this lustful imagination," she whispered too loudly. A few sisters stifled laughter. Mother Superior shot her a look so sharp it could peel yam. One afternoon, as Amaka was scrubbing the chapel floor, the porter announced a visitor. "Visitor? For who?" Amaka asked absent-mindedly. "For Sister Amaka," she blinked. "Me? Who even knows I'm here?" When she stepped outside, her jaw dropped. It was Tunde, Mr. Ghost himself, looking well-fed and shameless. "Amaka," he beamed, spreading his arms wide. "So it's true, you're here?" Amaka squinted at him. You blocked me on everything, disappeared like rapture, and now you're standing in front of me at the Lord's compound? Tunde scratched his head awkwardly. Ah, babe. Sorry, sister. It's not like that. I came to check on you. Catch up. She folded her arms. Catch up, Key? This is not DSTV. They sat under a mango tree. Tunde tried to act romantic, but Amaka wasn't having it. So, Sister Amaka, he began, do you pray for me here? She burst out laughing. Pray for you? I'm still praying for myself, my brother. The way you left me in, my guardian angel is still in shock. He shifted uncomfortably. I've changed. Amaka raised her brows. Changed? Into what? A better ghost? Tunde chuckled weakly. You know I miss you, right? She looked at him, her heart tugging for a second. Old Amaka would have melted. But now, even in her confusion, she managed a sarcastic smile. You miss my money or you miss me? Be specific. Tunde had no answer. Later that evening, Amaka told Sister Agnes what happened. He said he missed me. Sister Agnes tilted her head. And what did you say? I told him to go and miss Nipa, since they're always disappearing too. They both laughed. But that night, lying in her bed, Amaka couldn't shake the feeling. Why did her heart still ache for the same men who had left her? Why was she still seeking their validation, even here in the convent? She sighed deeply. Jesus, please, help me love myself. Because if Tunde comes back tomorrow with Suya, I don't trust myself. 6 months in the convent felt like 6 years to Amaka. The early morning bells, the endless prayers, the tasteless bread, the sweeping of courtyards, she endured them all. But somewhere in the middle of her complaints, sarcasm, and secret daydreams about fried plantain, something inside her began to shift. One evening, Amaka sat outside with Sister Agnes. The sun was setting, painting the convent walls gold. Amaka, Sister Agnes said gently, why are you really here? Amaka sighed, staring at her hands. Because every man I've loved left me. I thought if I come here, at least Jesus won't leave me too. Sister Agnes smiled softly. My dear, even Jesus wants you to love yourself. You don't have to hide here to be loved. You were already enough before they left. Those words hit Amaka like thunder. For the first time, she didn't argue. She didn't crack a sarcastic joke. She just sat there, tears streaming down her face. A week later, Mother Superior called Amaka into her office. My child, I have watched you these 6 months. You are restless. You are here, but your heart is still wandering. Amaka swallowed hard. I thought I could find peace here, Mother. But my peace was never about this place, was it? Mother Superior reached across the desk and took her hand. Peace is inside you, Amaka. You have been looking for love in men, then in this convent. But what you need is to look in the mirror, smile, and know you are worthy. For once, Amaka didn't feel scolded. She felt seen. The following morning, Amaka packed her small bag. Her heart was lighter than it had been in years. Sister Agnes hugged her tightly. Remember, don't go back to men who treat you like an option. You are not small chops. You are the full meal. Amaka laughed through her tears. Sister Agnes, a beg, you sound like Instagram quote. Even Mother Superior smiled as she blessed her. Go, Amaka. Live, love yourself, and find joy outside these walls. As she stepped out of the convent gate, the world looked brighter. She wasn't rushing into another man's arms this time. She wasn't trying to prove her worth by cooking jollof or sending urgent 2K. She was simply Amaka, beautiful, strong, and finally learning to love herself. Walking down the dusty road, she laughed out loud. Imagine me, Amaka the ATM with eyelashes, now Amaka the queen of self-love. If Tunde, Chike, Kunle, or Amaka see me now, they will faint. She adjusted her bag, lifted her chin, and whispered, Let them faint. Me, I'm done. For the first time in her life, Amaka wasn't running after anyone. She was walking towards herself. This is the end of this story. The moral lesson of this story is, love starts from within. If you don't love yourself first, you'll keep looking for validation in the wrong places. No man, no title, no environment can give you the peace you deny yourself. Learn to value yourself, and the right people will value you too. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories. And tell us in the comments, what did you learn from Amaka's journey? See you in the next story.